Well, hey Gemini, how about a little check-in with your Metal Dog Tarot today? I'll shuffle this deck. A good tarot. We're going to get an overall sense of what's going on, and then we'll ask some more direct questions. Get you a little advice today. Wrapping up with the mutable signs. You transition us from spring to summer. And that's what mutable signs do. They help us change. And usually you are the one that is most credited and teased for being 2 in 1, but all the mutable signs are 2 in 1. And here we see a kind of 2 figures here. Strength, overall feeling here. This is a time to rise to your highest self, to calm your inner violence, which is represented by the lion. Look at it, I can see that we have this lion, and then you can see that lion on top of my shelves. But yeah, strength is using love, care, the qualities that we associate with the feminine, to rise to your higher self. So that's an overall energy here. Can be a bit of self-restraint involved in this. There's quite a few really powerful cards going on underneath the surface. Here, there is a high priestess, an intuitive knowing, secrets, the divine outside of institutions. There is a feeling of discontent, seeking of this, maybe looking out across and waiting for your ship to come in. There is quite a bit here that you already have. But 8 of Water, it's emotional discontent, and it can send you on a spiritual journey. And there is in play your wish fulfillment, the Star, card of healing, divine support. There's a lot of, they're all beautiful cards. It feels like you are rising to some kind of higher consciousness here for your own happiness. And we will clarify. Let's ask some questions. So what's this little, I love this cute little plain deck. It is the Star Seeker Tarot. And we'll ask about what you're kind of wrapping up, what you're releasing, what you can embrace. There's Mercury in retrograde, and as well as some other planets in retrograde. So we'll ask, what should we review while these planets are reviewing? We'll ask what's hidden and what the future may bring. And then we'll clarify that. So let's see here. Split the deck. Okay, you are releasing discontent, the 8 of Cups. It's here twice. You can see both of them have this cloaked figure, kind of, it almost gives me a sense of like not knowing who you are, but on a journey away from, so you can see the 8 Cups, there's a 9th missing usually, and that's why you go a seeking. It feels like a journey. It can be symbolic, it can also be a literal journey. Climbing through the portal. So this seems like something that you get to release. We'll find out more. I mean, when I see I saw discontent in the last reading I just did for Sagittarius too. And it gives you this sense of like, are you discontent, or do you need to revise your sense of what makes you content? Can you release just the general sense of discontentment, or do you need to change your situation? Let's see what you can embrace. 9 of Pentacles. This is your beautiful home, your self-sovereignty. You are the Empress in waiting here. It's a solitary energy. Looking to your inner wisdom. It's a very solitary, content, rich, abundant life on your own. You can embrace that. I feel like that is the shift here from releasing discontent and finding and then noticing what you have and to enjoy that. So we'll find out more though. We'll clarify what you are revisiting. The Hierophant. This is structural power. It's as if you might have had a teacher recently and you're reviewing that. A Hierophant can be a mentor, a teacher. It's an encounter with institutions. It feels like a spiritual journey. Maybe that's what you're coming back from this Eight of Cups. With the High Priestess here, that's the counterpart of the Hierophant. She's in the outside of structure and he is in structure. This is a very kind of out in the desert kind of Hierophant and not always church and state. It's a pretty neat one. What the tarot wants you to know that is hidden from you. Somebody coming in with a real beginning, a Page of Pentacles. This one's a reader. It's interesting, the reading, because it makes me actually think of a Page of Swords, which is a card I associate with you, Gemini. So we'll find out more, but there's like a young energy who has a real offer, a message of that, and they've done their homework, for sure. I think I see like a little crystal there, and a little ball. So there's almost like a mysticism about this person. Or maybe you have powers that you don't realize, or you can discover them in books. We will find out. The future for Gemini is the wheel. Fortune turning in your favor. The wheel. This little spider has spun her web and she's just waiting for dinner to come. Underneath the sky, full of faith. Okay, underneath this, what do we have? Ooh, some Chariot energy. So there is some momentum. This is the Strength card comes after the Chariot. And so the Chariot is like the lion energy, that momentum, that wanting to move. And air, Gemini, you're of air, that can be very fast. Chariot is a card of Cancer, so if that means something. I'm thinking of my aunt who's a Gemini and my other aunt who's a Cancer. And I'm sending good thoughts for them both. We have the Hanged One. Changing your perspective in some way. Getting stuck until you see things from a new angle. That's what I'm getting with this Eight of Water, like releasing it. There is, like, it's possible that you just need to see it differently. That's kind of sneaking in for me. Okay, let's clarify. Yeah, and then to reiterate that, a little change your mind card just flew out. Change your mind. Okay, what's going on? You're releasing this Eight of Cups, which is here twice. Going through that portal. Maybe you're done with this search for contentment. That makes sense to me. Let's see. High Priestess with that up on top. It suggests that you intuitively know that your search for happiness is over. That because the star's there, and that's your wish fulfillment. It looks like you move from discontent to content, and you intuitively know this, but let's find out. So there's your Hanged Man again. So this is definitely the changing your perspective on whatever you think is making you discontent. 2, Knight of Pentacles, the slowpoke knight, Mr. A+, the good guy, got the plan, plods along. And, a tower, surprise. Doesn't have to be a bad surprise, but it's a surprise. It looks like you're changing your mind about your journey, and if you don't do it yourself, a tower will come in and do it for you. So this you've had this plan, this really responsible, well thought out plan. You saw everything and you wrote it down. It was like Roman numeral 1, capital A, 1, small letter A. You just had like the whole multi-layered list and the plan, and you just followed it out methodically. And boom, a tower, something shocking. And pulling you out of this Eight of Cups, this very solitary spiritual it's not a bad thing to be solitary in your spiritual pursuits, but you're changing your perspective on it because of this tower. So something has surprised you, and it came out of the blue, and now you're told to embrace your beautiful life that you have made. I think this is really good advice for anyone, that we can get into this grass is greener, I'm never content mode. It's a part of what makes our whole consumer culture run, is like, oh, I don't have what I need, let me go shopping. So I feel like this is cultivated in us. And then something can happen. Like, I'm thinking of my aunts again, where you're just pulled right out of that silliness, and then you really notice, like, oh, I have a beautiful life. I have made a beautiful life. I have everything I need. I am sovereign of myself. And that's your Nine of Pentacles feeling right there. So let's see, what else? What else goes with that? The Lovers. There's justice. There is a mirroring. There's true love. There's victory and recognition of your fellows. And there is your happiness, the Sun. This is what the tarot is teaching you here, to see that you have everything that your heart desires. And you're in this urge of the Chariot to go elsewhere. You can change that. You can release that. It's like what this overall energy of the Strength card says. Stay, just relax. You're right where you need to be, right there. You don't need to go anywhere. Look around and see that you have like love, victory, recognition, authenticity. You're free to be yourself where you are. Beautiful. Okay. So you're revisiting the Hierophant. Let's find out more. I need to know more about like how to read this Hierophant for you. Gemini. There's your King of Pentacles. King of Abundance. A little practical. A little boring. Who else? There's working with others to bring a vision into the world. This feels like work. And little Page of Wands, little outsider message. Someone like, oh, have you thought about this? Yes, you're going back over something with work, with your practical everyday life. And there's this young energy, and I say outsider energy. The Page of Wands is, you can see he's dressed fancy. He's just dressed in different clothes in the tarot for this time, or that we're imagining here in these cards. And so he's from a different country. You can see that perhaps by the landscape behind him, maybe suggesting Egyptian pyramids, although they also look like mountains to me. just comes from somewhere else. The Page of Wands outside. I often talk about the Page of Wands as the queer card, the one that's again sort of like, well, do we have to do it that way? And so that's what there's something different from this tower that recently happened when you were all busy in your work. And maybe this is the tower, this Page of Wands. It's like, hey, did you think about it this way? I notice like we have the Hierophant represents church, and then you see here they're building a church in this, a cathedral. And you have the builder who does the work, and you have the person that provides the funds, and then you have the person that has a vision. Collaboratively, they make it real together. And it feels like with the King of Pentacles here, you're like the boss of this. I feel like you're the one that brings this practical, financial piece to the whole project. Or that could be somebody else. You could also be this one coming in with a new idea. Or maybe a new idea came into the mix and it's changed that. So you're also reflecting on that. That feels like a different story here though. Let's see. Just a little side story. What the tarot wants you to know, we have the little page with all the books and the magical crystal and crystal ball. Little magician in training. Pentacles though, very practical, again, work realm, earth realm. A little bit of small world view. Fear makes you hold on to the few things that you have. And there could be so many. And there is a new one being offered with a Page of Pentacles. What else? Now a Four of Swords, going alone to heal. This is particularly your ideas, your concepts represented by the swords, which are your mind. What else? This could be somebody else. And there's a Knight of Cups, the classy love offer, or you going forward with your heart. It's just like a practical plan that you might want to think about doing, which is if you're having some control issues, and it shows us that you need to release this idea that you're discontent. It's very Four of Pentacles, actually, kind of frame of mind. There's been a tower. It could be something that shocks you so that you need to go into this healing. But in any case, you are in the process of healing. It helps you to change your mind. It helps you to see on the bottom here, we have a Five of Swords, that there may be some self-harming behavior that you have that in your control and your desire to win, or in this from this discontent. Something needs to change in you so that you can go forward with the cup here, which is the cup that's missing from the Eight of Water, or the Nine of Cups, which is here twice. You can go forward from that. So there's your Eight of Cups, and then just to remind you, there's the other one, Eight of Water. So you can walk forward from that idea that you're discontent by changing your mind. And once you change your mind, Four of Swords, you find that missing cup. It is in fact your own heart. And then you go forward with that heart. Remember, you've got it all going on. You got the Two of Cups, victory, the Sun under the Nine of Pentacles. You are fantastic. How this relates to work, we can certainly ask, but let's see what's the future here. The future is the wheel. It's your fortune changing. Star is here. Wish fulfillment is here. Here you are. You have all the tools that you need to make the world that you want to live in. You're the Magician. You have your Ace of Cups right there, overflowing with love. Could be divine love, could be self-love, love for another, new love. And there is a Nine of, there's some struggle. I was listening to Sassy Scorpion today, who's an amazing reader. She gives very long readings, usually with a pep talk. And I don't usually have time to watch her anymore. But she points out that when you're in a 9 of Wands, she pointed this out today, you're doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. And when you quit doing that, then things can change. And this one is looking back at where you've come from this 8 of Cups on the table here. So the fortune is turning in your favor. There appears to be the missing emotional fulfillment. And the key to this is changing your mind, 1, and 2, quit doing what you're doing. Quit struggling. Whatever it is, there's some kind of struggle that's coming from a sense of discontent. And it's a perspective shift opportunity here. And we still have on the bottom, we still have the card of self-harm, winning. Everybody walks off and says, well, screw you. Enjoy your victory, jerk. And then that feels like bummer. You're up in your head, you can't sleep, you're anxious, lots of air here. And so you need to bring justice to the situation. That's using the truth, the sword of truth, balancing the scales, which always remind me of like the cups. You can see her big sword there, using the truth, finding balance, emotional balance. 2 of Cups is here. I associate the 2 of Cups with justice because you can see that meeting of equals, the mirroring imagery. Also, the caduceus suggests healing in that. There's something about healing here. The star suggests healing. So I do think that there is a positive message here to reassure you that if you're worried about something, there's anxiety in this 9 of Swords, but with the star here and justice here, it's like balance is going to be restored, healing will come, wish fulfillment will come. So wheel is turning in your favor, not the other way. Here's the Magician. You or someone knows how to do this, okay? And you're kind of just able to then go forward with your heart in your hand. And your heart is the missing heart, Gemini. And that is pretty cool, I think. What was I going to ask about? Do I not need to ask about it anymore, maybe? I think not, because I don't remember what it was. I think we're all there. Yeah, I don't have any questions left. Oh, I do. Yeah. What is the work, the Hierophant here, what you're revisiting? What does that have to do with the rest of this story? That's my question. Yeah. Let's ask. Let's ask that. What the heck is this part about? Death. Temperance. Resistance. 7 of Wands. That's that Tower feeling again, the Death card. It doesn't have to be death. It's definitely death is here. Like what I do see, like something has happened. It's caused you to really wake up from a pattern and appreciate your life. Like bear down, love life. That's here. Temperance says, slow down, alchemize. There is divine support here. Temperance makes me think of the star. There's similar images of a figure. In this case, we have Archangel Michael, 1 foot on land, 1 foot in the water. And you can see it pouring the emotions back and forth in the cups. There's that 2 of Cups again that's here. And then there's resistance. 7 of Wands. I feel like it's a powerful resistance. And it tells me like the Magician has a wand And that might be the tool. So how does this have to do with work, though? I mean, this really goes to this bigger, there's a story here about this tower that disrupted your work. Oh, so remember we have the little page of wands with the wand, and then we see this coming in like that. That's the connection here. You might be inclined to something happening, and it may be that you're inclined to deal with it not by getting in your emotions and feeling those, but just by like going back into the fray. And if you're the page of wands in this work story where you're like, hey, do we always have to do it that way? Can we do it a different way? Or I am new and I think we should do it this way. That if that's you, like that might be you challenging the structure at work, but it might be a way that you also resist going through whatever this tower death anxiety situation is. With the wheel here and the hanged man twice, there is waiting on divine time. Same with the star. There's a lot of outside help here. High priestess, star, temperance. There's angels, the divine, Ace of Cups. There's something supporting you. And what that can mean is that it's okay just to go back and do your job and be fierce with your idea that's different from everybody. You know, you have integrity in this. You stand up for your idea. And that's okay to go back and do that while you wait for all of this to unfold, because your only job is to change your mind and to see basically what you have, which is a beautiful life. And that this tower causes you to realize that. That's all you have to do. It's a small job. You might as well keep at the work thing. And it seems like you might be challenging the way things are done. And I value the viewpoint of a page of wands. So, yeah. We see you on the bottom of the deck again with there's a decision. You're looking inward. Air, your mind is, it's like a disturbed mind where you feel like, should I do this or this? And then be silly, page of cup, be light. Don't be so serious, my dear. If you are, lighten up, okay? All right, Gemini, I hope this helps. I'm curious about what's going on with you. I do think of my aunts, and I feel hopeful after doing this reading where my aunts are concerned and where my family is concerned. So I hope this offers my other Gemini peeps some help as well. Okay, have a beautiful day.